Do you happen to have a new Nintendo 3DS XL?
So what are you angling? What are you thinking?
How much do you have that 3DS priced at? My name's Chris Ferguson, and I came to Gamers Alley today to sell my very large Nintendo Switch collection of about 300 games.
So tell me about your Switch collection. When did it start?
I think it was, didn't the Switch come out in 2017?
I think so.
I got mine about a month after it came out.
Did you get Breath of the Wild?
That was the first game I
First
got
game.
with
It was my first Switch game too.
I bought the Switch, I bought Breath of the Wild.
At the time, that was the most intelligent game I ever played in my life. Chris has brought in 300 Switch games. Initially, when they called me earlier in the week, I was expecting around 100 Switch games, which for our store is amazing.
Yeah.
We sell so many Switch games. 100 is fantastic. So when Tyler called me early in the week about the collection, he told me 100 Switch games. How do we
really?
Yeah, how do we blow up to 300 games?
I told Ty, when I told Tyler about it, I told him I had between 250 and 300 games estimate.
I don't know where it got dropped in communication. I'm not complaining, I promise. I'm super happy that we have 300 Switch games here.
I started collecting Switch, went back when it first came out. I got mine about a month after it came out. It just had so many great games, and I loved the Switch because it still took the little cartridges rather than the discs.
So when you were looking up your values, GameEye, is that similar to price charting?
What GameEye lets you do, I don't know, have you heard of it before?
Heard of it, I've never used it myself.
So you can scan all the barcodes on your games, and it will just pull the data from price charting. You just punch in the condition notes, and it'll give you an estimated value for your entire collection.
Okay. Can you break it down by genre and like type of game it is?
You can. Like if I click on I could just scroll through my Switch games.
Oh,
like
wow.
action and adventure were my two big ones.
So how many
and then
times have you
RPG.
bought the same game twice with such a large collection?
It helps.
I think, because I run into that a lot, I'll buy the same game over and over again, then I'll get home and realize I already have 2 copies of it.
Game Boy is the other big collection I have.
How many Game Boy games you got in your collection?
239.
So you actually have more Switch games than Game Boy. 300 is a bit overwhelming, but also fantastic. So it's definitely stuff we need for the store. Hopefully can work out a deal with Chris. I don't know what his expectation is for us to buy the collection. Matter of fact, I don't even know how much it's gonna wind up costing.
Yeah.
Or retail value on it at all. So what led you to want to trade in this large of a Switch collection today?
Well, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've got my little repair business going on.
How long have you been doing that?
Probably about 4 years before we opened our store.
Well, I mean, if you're already repairing, are you trying to get equipment, or are you trying to make a large purchase to invest into that business, or are you just...
I did my first couple big purchases. I'm selling my collection today because I'm going to eventually need to get a new car. My car is pushing 250,000 miles. And I'm also going to buy some new equipment for my repair business.
Now, do you travel to do the repairs, or they have to bring them to you in Shelby?
They bring them to me. And when I was doing them before we had our discount store, I was doing it all online over social media. People were mailing me consoles.
So what kind of purchase do you plan on making if you wind up selling this collection?
Definitely put it in savings for
Okay.
now.
And you have the collection valued at how much?
About
And
$8,500.
is that with the GameEye app
Yes.
pricing?
It said $8,460, I believe.
Okay, well that's definitely a lot more than I expected when he called me earlier in the week, but I'm happy you brought it to us. So I'm happy Tyler sent you this way. We sell Switch games every day, so this is fantastic.
I do repairs on video game consoles, computers, cell phones. There's a wide range of the newer stuff and the older stuff. I do a little bit of everything.
The guys are figuring out the value. They're flying through it, dude. So we call him the machine because he just gets stuff done.
Hi, my name is Lewis. I'm also better known as the High Score Chef over on Twitch.tv as well as YouTube.
And we haven't came up with a nickname for Adam yet. We're working on it.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Adam. Work here at Gamers Alley. Kind of like a Swiss Army knife for the store.
So is it all right if I go look at some of the games that they haven't got to
Go
yet?
ahead.
Are you guys seeing some really good stuff in there?
Everything looked phenomenal. Like, condition of the cases even were just absolutely immaculable and just almost near mint.
So how long have you been thinking about selling the Switch collection?
It's been on my mind for a couple months. I don't know, I thought I'd kind of just rip the Band-Aid off.
That's what I was thinking, because it's hurting me. Like, I want them really, really bad. It's hurting me that you're giving up such an amazing Switch collection. As a business owner, I'm not gonna try to talk you out of it, but I do feel a certain kind of way, like sadness, happiness and sadness at the same time. So out of the 300 plus games Chris has, he had a fantastic collection. These are games that are gonna truly make our Switch wall stand out, look good. This is a blessing to get this kind of collection into our store. There's even a couple titles I'm looking at.
Like that.
So that's Peggy 3.
Yeah, it only got a physical in Europe. So
Okay, so you would
I
chase these
imported it.
games no matter which region, as long as you got the
Yeah,
physical copy,
I
right?
just wanted to have the physical copy.
Dude, there's nothing like having a tangible game that you can look at, touch, put the game in. It's very satisfying to me. How did Mario Sunshine port over to the Switch?
Amazing, actually.
It did?
Like, it's
Okay.
probably the best way to play the game, honestly.
Really? Even better than the GameCube, you think?
Yeah, because it has widescreen and the higher resolution.
I just assumed it wouldn't have ported well, so I might have to look into that.
I started collecting for the Nintendo Switch about a month after it came out, and it was really one of the last systems where you could just pop a game in and play it, and you didn't have to download a big patch. Just whenever I have
Did
a
you
little
hunt
extra
most of
time.
these, or did you buy them as they retail released?
Some of them I bought when they released, but quite a few I buy whenever they would do big sales, like Black Friday sales.
yeah,
and Amazon
that's-
would do the Prime Day.
So the collection, I keep hearing them scanning games. I'm kind of checking the prices. Initially, Chris thought his collection was estimated around 8,000, maybe a little bit more. Based on what I'm looking at, he might have a little bit better than he thought. We figured out the monetary value on it. Before we get into trying to buy them from you, this is like an amazing collection. This isn't, I mean, we get great stuff in. This is a unicorn. We've never had somebody bring in 300 Switch games. Before we make you an offer, are you absolutely sure, and have you thought about, do you really want to sell this collection?
I've thought this over for
Have you talked it over
about
with your,
a month or two.
okay. When we talked earlier, you said the collection was roughly 8,500. That's we kind of came up close to that number, maybe a little bit more, a little north of 8,500, not much more. Typically when a collection like that comes in, Switch games, our high end is about 60% what we'll pay of the value. And based on the numbers they gave me, I'm looking at about $5,400 for the collection. But normally we would probably pay about $4,500 for that collection. So I'm going north of our typical.
Do you happen to have a new Nintendo 3DS XL?
I think we have a couple
So we do have an inbox complete new 3DS White Mario Edition. It's in phenomenal condition. It's not the XL size, but it is the new.
Can you grab that
3DS.
real
It's the
quick?
one,
Well, I mean,
it's the
it-
model that can switch out the panels.
So what are you angling? What are you thinking?
How much do you have that 3DS priced at?
No idea. I have no idea. Oh, there we go. We have it for, is this brand new?
No, it is pre-owned,
special edition one.
but it's very lightly used. It's in great shape. I actually have
But I will work something out for you. So are you wanting to bundle this in with a cash offer?
Potentially.
So at this point, we got to figure out what he's looking to get and see if it's a fit for our store. I definitely want the games.
For sure.
He's not looking
doubt.
forward to inventorying them, but I want them for the store. But as far as what we can pay for them, that's still something we got to figure out with Chris. So what did I tell you, 5,400?
Yeah.
What about 5,400 and we give you this? And then we're really close to what you asked for.
Yeah, feel free to open it, inspect it. It's in great shape.
Wow, it's like someone never even really played
Yeah,
it.
no, it was practically brand new when it came.
When did we get that one?
I want to say a little over a month ago. Yeah, a lot of Nintendo handhelds are notorious for their shoulder buttons to go out. There's so many people like to stick them in their pockets.
Any chance
Uh-oh, here we
we
go.
could do 55 and this?
It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and this collection is absolutely amazing. I would be super happy to do 55 in that 3DS.
That's good with me.
You good? All right, yay!
I'm really happy with my trade today with Scott. He's a really awesome guy, and he was very fair. I think that he was very fair with the value he gave me. And I also got this really awesome 3DS out of the deal. And I think Gamers Alley is a really awesome store. Like, it's huge, way bigger than I thought it would be. And I wanted to give a shout out to Checkpoint Games in Shelby. It's a little small game store, and I do my repairs out of there. I'm gonna use some of this money to buy some new equipment so I can do even more advanced repairs. If you ever need a console repaired or handheld repaired, just give us a call.
I got it! Wow!
Introducing the G.I. Joe USS Flag Aircraft Carrier.
Yeah! Yeah!